Hey, so I'm flying out in literally a couple of hours, and Warlord Games dropped the bomb with their new force organization charts. Let's call them that, for version 3. So I've tried to stay away from a lot of the rumors and whatever, not comment on that. Um, though Johnny from Scholar Virginium did challenge me a little bit to give some of his thoughts, as have other people in the comments. So I mean, I am going to have to at least show you what's going on and give you a little bit of what I think will happen with this. Though it's still early days and we know very little about what this is going to mean, how the meta is going to react to all of this, the competitive meta here. So link will be in the description for anyone who hasn't seen this. I guess everyone has by now. So this is the intelligence report from Bold Action from some Warlord games. It's on the Warlord community page. So what we can see here is that let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. That you're buying platoons, sort of click and grab, and the rifle platoon will be the basis of your army. So you need an officer and two infantry platoons, and other than that, you can mix and match other types of platoons. There's a heavy weapons platoon here where you buy a commander and two machine guns, two mortars, or whatever, and then you can take extra units. Sorry, throat. So the first thing that this says to me is that there's a huge opportunity to spam different things. So you have you suddenly have the option of taking five machine guns, right? Plus whatever you can take in your rifle platoon here. So that's going to be quite a lot. Um, but it's going to be difficult to both put in your heavy weapons and your engineers and your tanks. So you're going to have to choose at some point which way you want to go, which is going to be the main limitation, I guess. Here we have the engineer platoon and the artillery platoon. So, and a further thing that's going to limit you is everything has a tax, right? There's officers for everything. Every single platoon you're going to take. So, for instance, we already know that World Open War is going to be 4 platoons. Are you going to take an officer for each platoon? That is more than 100 points, as the points are right now. We don't know how that develops, but I'm not sure that that's worth it for what you're getting. But you can definitely take some really hard platoons. See, one of the platoons here that I'm looking at is the engineer platoon. With an engineer platoon, you can take 4 engineer units and up to 3 flamethrowers. So if nothing changes for the units right now, then that is 7 flamers. 7 flamethrowers you can put in this platoon, and then you can mount it all in your vehicles, soft skinned or armored, and then just rush at the enemy barbecuing. So this is a way for you to build really clear army builds, right? You're going to be able to build really clear army builds, and it's going to be more difficult to build the balanced platoon, the mixed bag that we saw earlier, where you have a little bit of everything, because you're taking a platoon of each type, right? And you're paying a tax each time you do that. So the mixed bag platoons, I think, are going to suffer for that. Right. One thing of note here is that the armored platoon, the command vehicle needs to have the command vehicle special rule, or it may be given something at plus 10 points, right? So you're still buying a full platoon every single time. You're still paying extra points for it every single time. But right now, you can get yourself 5 tanks if you want to. Um, I'm also looking at the Recce platoon here. So the Recce platoon has infantry, box standard. You can take a forward artillery observer, some anti-tank, and then transport may be given Recce special rules. That's pretty nifty, isn't it? Um, so yeah, it's any sort of transport given the Recce special rule for 10 points, even if the entrance does not normally allow this. Ooh, Hanomaks, anyone? Or Brent carriers. I mean, they've put a picture of the Brent carriers on this picture here. So for me, it's really early days to say how this all plays out. If we don't know what the units are going to be. We know that they're going to do something with machine guns. There was a bunch of rumors that I did a video about that coming out in a few days, where people had gleaned something from the images that the Warlord Games had put out. So we know some of that as well. But how this is going to affect the meta, I think the one thing we can say for certain is it's way more likely for you to build an army that's good at one aspect of the game. Which aspect of the game is going to be competitively good, we have no idea yet. But it's very, very likely that you can build an army that's very like barbecue heavy or recce heavy or whatever heavy. So for me, that's the main thing that I'm looking out for. Mixed bags, I think, are a thing of the past. Unfortunately, for anyone who played that, I didn't, so I really don't care that much. Right. So that was it, right, for me today. I will keep abreast of what's happening, but I'm not sure I'll do regular updates since I am traveling now. Yeah, I'll see you later. Cheers.